Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Preaching to the Choir Ministries. I've been called a liar here on YouTube over and over and over and over again about the things that I say about the atheist community. And I'm a liar, then the majority of the countries are liars too, because I don't stand alone with my opinions and my attitudes towards the atheist community. And I want you guys to take yet another news clip. They talk about you guys in the news, but CNN kind of owns you guys. I want you guys to check this out.
And welcome back. We're talking about whether there's widespread discrimination against atheists, folks who don't believe in God. Let's check in with our out in the open panel now, Stephen Smith, Debbie Schlessel, and Karen Hunter. Hey, Debbie, it took me 10 times to say your name right. That's good? Did I get a little brownie point there?
Yes.
So do you think atheists should keep their religious beliefs secret?
They don't have any religious.
What's their beliefs, period, secret?
What is their belief? What does an atheist believe? Nothing, right? I think this is such a ridiculous story. Are we going to take in God we trust off of our dollars? Are we going to not say one nation under God? When does it end? You know, we took prayer out of schools. What more do they want?
Are any of you going to defend them here tonight?
No, I agree with her 100%. I think that the real discrimination is atheists against Americans who are religious. Listen, we are a Christian nation. I'm not a Christian, I'm Jewish, but I recognize we're a Christian country. And freedom of religion doesn't mean freedom from religion. And the problem is that you have these atheists selectively, I believe, attacking Christianity. You had a case in California where school children were forced to dress as Muslims and learn from the Quran. In Michigan, there's a high school, Fordson High School, where they say Muslim prayers at the football games at a public high school, Fordson High School. You don't see atheists complaining about that. I really believe that they are the ones who are the intolerant ones against Christians.
What happened to love thy neighbor and the idea that we should be able to practice free speech?
That's non-existent. We all know that. We talk about that in America, but that's pretty much non-existent, especially in the red states, particularly the South. That's where the atheists are having the most trouble when they talk about violent acts that have been enacted against them or whatever, exacted against them or what have you. That's the kind of area that they're talking about. I think in New York City, I don't think people care too much about it. We're a Christian country. There's no question about that. I love the Lord. So does Karen. So does everybody that I know. But the reality is that you're entitled to believe what you want, as long as you're not, imposing your beliefs on other people. So be it.
Well, is that what you think they're really doing? Imposing their beliefs?
They don't have a good marketing. They have a horrible PR rep, and they don't have good marketing. I mean, look, if they had Hallmark cards, maybe they wouldn't feel so left out. We have Christmas cards. We even have Kwanzaa cards now. Maybe they need to get some atheist cards and get that whole ball rolling so more people can get involved with what they're doing. I think they need to shut up and let people do what they do.
I disagree with that.
And stay in their lane. No, I think they need to shut up.
I don't think they need to shut up. The reason why I don't think they need to shut up is because there's a whole bunch of people in this world that we can look at and say they need to shut up, and they certainly don't. You've got everybody fighting for their own individual cause. This is their cause. We might not like it. I don't agree with it at all, but they do have a right.
I think they need to shut up about crying wolf all the time and saying that they're being imposed upon. I personally think that they should never have taken prayer out of schools. I'd rather there be some morality in the schools, but they did that because an atheist went to court and said their child, then don't pray.
And what about
this? Don't say one nation under God.
But wait a minute.
And what about this obnoxious Michael Newdow, who went all the way to the Supreme Court for his child? The child doesn't know what's going on, to try and get under God taken out of the Pledge of Allegiance. They are on the attack, and it's obnoxious, and they do need to shut up.
They have gone on the attack, but the reality, again, is everybody has their own cause. And the fact is there's a whole bunch of people in America who need to shut up, and they don't. So why should these people be any less? We live in a nation, we're supposed to be tolerant, we're supposed to be accepting of other people's viewpoints, even when they are not our own. And the fact is, if they're an atheist, that's their right. They're not going to change my belief in God.
What I find so interesting is when you look at those statistics, that they were the most hated of all the minorities. Gays, more than blacks.
I'm not even willing to believe that. That's news to me. I mean, I heard that, I read that, I just don't believe it.
You can't pick an atheist out of a crowd. I mean, I'm sorry, you can,
But can you explain to me where you feel the assaults? When 97% of the folks in this country claim to worship some kind of God. So you have 1 to 3% of this population that doesn't believe in God.
Well, actually, it's more like 8%, 8 to 12%, according to the latest Harris poll. They're not hurting anyone, and I don't personally have a problem with an atheist. Believe or don't believe what you want. Exactly. Don't impose upon my right to want to have prayer in schools, to want to say the Pledge of Allegiance, to want to honor my God. Don't infringe upon that right.
When they want to take God out of the Pledge of Allegiance or what have you, this is what I'm saying. if they're saying, okay, that's Christian. What if you're a Muslim? What if you're somebody of a different belief?
Yeah, but this is a Christian country.
I understand that, but what they're saying is, how can, if we're inclusionary, why can't we include all things? And we're not. That's my point. That's the hypocrisy, and that's what I'm getting to.
Let's look at Europe, where there are more atheists and where they've lost God, where the church is not that strong. Europe is becoming Islamist. It's fast falling, and intolerance is increasing. That's the one reason our country has not become like Europe, because we have strong Christians and because atheists are not strong, and I think that's a good thing.
On that note, I got to cut it off. Except